Rachel, good to see you. And it's interesting having this conversation. It's like the full circle here. We talked about CERB many times during the pandemic. Questions were raised in terms of who was going to be eligible and whether or not there was going to be, some discrepancies. Well, we found them now. So talk to us now about this review, 120 employees out of a job.
That's right, Angie. So yes, these pandemic benefits were rolled out in a bit of a fire hose way, trying to protect the Canadian economy, protect Canadians who were out of work because of the pandemic. But what we found over a number of reviews, first an Auditor General report finding up to $15.5 billion may have gone out ineligibly. The CRA is one of the departments that had to look inside itself to see if there was employees who claimed CERB fraudulently. So what they have found so far, of a review of 600 employee cases, 120 have been let go because they were ineligible for the CERB benefit that they claimed. And the investigation is ongoing. They're kind of working through the simplest cases, heading into more complex ones. And they've found so far of those 600, 120 have been let go from the CRA jobs at the Canada Revenue Agency because they claimed CERB during the pandemic when they shouldn't have.
So where are things going to go from this point now? Are there going to be further reviews that are going to be conducted, or has everything been completed?
So there is still work going on internally at the CRA. They are working on disciplinary processes. Those who were found to have been ineligible have to pay back what they received through this CERB benefit. Investigations are ongoing to go through that entire 600 employee caseload. So there could be more to come. We first initially heard, Angie, in June that it was 20 employees, and now we're up to 120. So it is possible that that number could grow.
Yeah.
The minister as well in a statement noticing and acknowledging the fact that Canadians' confidence and trust in the CRA should be paramount, and is aware that this instance of employees of the federal government claiming this federal benefit meant to help unemployed Canadians during the worst of the pandemic is a knock on that confidence, assuring that everything is being done internally. And should there be cases, Angie, where they suspect potential criminal activity, those are then being referred on to law enforcement.
We know the House is going to be resuming shortly, and I anticipate this is going to be a fiery topic, perhaps coming from the opposition.
It's possible. This is kind of one of those drip, drip, drips of like, we'll get little bits of information here and there, talking about how all of this pandemic money went out. Not all of it was clearly allocated, or they haven't done the proper follow-up to ensure that it all went to those eligible. Although, at this point, I think the government has acknowledged that recuperating a lot of this money might be a challenge, but certainly this was a hot topic at the time when the AG first announced that $15.5 billion and potentially overspending on pandemic aid to people who weren't eligible. And as these investigations continue, Angie, it's possible other departments will be coming forward acknowledging, as others have in the past, that they had employees claim CERB when they shouldn't have.
It's not surprising. We knew it was going to happen, as you say, dripping through, and more of that information coming through. Rachel, great to have you on this. Appreciate it. CTV's Rachel Aiello for us.
Thanks.
In Ottawa.